An army of 100,000, perhaps even more, had finally cornered them. Inside a flimsy mud fortress, barely 40 men stood ready to face the overwhelming might of the Mughal Empire and its allied hill Rajas. This is the tale of Chamkaur, where against all odds, the Khalsa, led by their guru, fought with such defiant courage that it felt as if one man, with an unbreakable will, held the very gate of destiny alone. They were the Khalsa, initiated by Guru Gobind Singh, a brotherhood of warrior saints forged not just for prayer, but for righteous battle. Their commitment was not to earthly power, but to divine truth, to protecting the innocent and upholding justice, no matter the cost. They had refused to surrender their principles, refused to compromise their faith, even when facing complete annihilation. This stand at Chamkaur wasn't just about survival, it was about the very soul of conviction. Have you ever heard a story of such overwhelming odds, where a handful of individuals decided that retreat was a greater defeat than death? Share your thoughts below if this tale resonates with you, or if you knew of this incredible stand before today. The story begins in December of 1704 at Anandpur Sahib, the holy city where Guru Gobind Singh had spent much of his life and where the Khalsa had been born. For months, the city had been under siege by a combined force of Mughal armies and hill chiefs. Supplies dwindled, starvation threatened, but the spirit of the Khalsa remained unbroken. Finally, solemn oaths of safe passage, sworn on the Quran by the Mughals and on Hindu scriptures by the hill Rajas, reached the Guru. These were promises of honor and safety, if only the Guru and his Sikhs would evacuate Anandpur. Despite his reservations, knowing the history of such broken vows, Guru Gobind Singh reluctantly agreed, swayed by the desperate pleas of his starving Sikhs. But the promises were a cruel deception. As the Khalsa began their evacuation on a cold, rain-swept night, the imperial armies fell upon them. The mighty Sarsa River, swollen by winter rains, became a churning death trap. Families were separated, precious manuscripts swept away, and countless Sikhs achieved Shahidi martyrdom in the icy waters. The Guru's mother and his two youngest sons, Zorawar Singh and Fateh Singh, were separated from him in the chaos, embarking on their own tragic path that would soon follow. With only a fragment of his force remaining, battered and pursued, Guru Gobind Singh reached the village of Chamkaur. It was here, in this small, dusty hamlet, that he found a modest, two-story mud fort known as a garhi. It was a fragile structure, never intended to withstand a siege, yet it became their last refuge. He had with him his two elder sons, Sahibzada Ajit Singh and Sahibzada Yujhar Singh, along with 40 dedicated Khalsa warriors. As dawn broke on December 7, 1704, the full horror of their situation became clear. The vast imperial army, a sea of 100,000 soldiers, cavalry, and artillery, surrounded the garhi. Their commanders, enraged at the Khalsa's escape from Anandpur, were determined to wipe them out. The air filled with the thrum of 100,000 arrows, the thunder of cavalry, the war cries of an empire. But from within the fragile walls, the roar of the Khalsa, the Jaikara, echoed back defiant and unyielding. The battle began. The Mughal forces launched wave after wave of assault, intent on overwhelming the small garrison. The Khalsa, though few, were skilled, fearless, and disciplined. They fought in small groups, a tactical decision to conserve their limited numbers and maximize their impact. Each Sikh warrior, armed with sword, spear, and musket, became a wall of steel, holding back the seemingly endless tide. They would open the fortress gate, charge into the enemy ranks, inflict as much damage as possible, and then retreat back within the Garai walls, covering each other with unwavering loyalty. What kind of spirit allows men to face such certain death, not with despair, but with a defiant roar? It was the spirit of the Khalsa, forged in the fires of conviction. The Guru watched, not just as a commander, but as a father. Then an unimaginable moment unfolded. Sahibzada Ajit Singh, then just 17 years old, stepped forward. He sought his father's permission to join the battle. Guru Gobind Singh, with a heart both proud and heavy, blessed his son, sending him out to fight. Ajit Singh, leading 5 other Sikhs, burst forth from the garhi. They met the enemy with furious blows, cutting a swathe through the Mughal ranks. The sight of the young prince fighting with such ferocity inspired his companions to incredible feats of bravery. But against such numbers, even the bravest stand could not last forever. One by one, Ajit Singh's companions fell. Soon he too was surrounded, fighting to his last breath, achieving Shahidi on the battlefield, a true warrior saint. Barely had his spirit ascended when Sahibzada Guru Singh, a mere 14 years old, came before his father. He too asked permission to face the enemy, to follow in his elder brother's footsteps. How does a father watch his own sons march to certain doom, yet remain steadfast in his purpose? With profound grief, yet immense pride, the Guru armed his younger son, kissing his forehead as Guru Singh, leading another group of 5, ran out to meet his fate. Guru Singh fought with the courage of a lion, his small frame animated by an indomitable will. He plunged into the heart of the enemy, an impossible whirlwind of steel against 1,000 blades. He too fought until his last gasp, becoming the second of the Guru's sons to achieve Shahidi that day. The Guru, from the ramparts of the Garai, watched his sons fall, not with despair, but with an almost divine acceptance, proclaiming that his sons had fulfilled their dharma and united with the divine. As the day wore on, the remaining Khalsa, driven by the example of their Guru and his sons, continued their heroic defense. The sun began to dip below the horizon, casting long shadows over the blood-soaked ground. Only a handful of Sikhs remained alive inside the Gari. At this critical juncture, the remaining 5 beloved ones, the Panj Pyare, the original 5 who had first offered their heads to the Guru, consulted. They invoked the sacred tradition, where the Khalsa collectively holds the highest authority, even above the Guru himself, when the Panj Pyare are present. They issued a hukam, a divine command, to Guru Gobind Singh. For the survival of the Khalsa, for the continuation of the divine mission, he must leave the Gari. His life was too precious to be sacrificed in this one battle. It was an agonizing decision for the Guru, who wished to fight to the last alongside his Sikhs. But he respected the will of the Khalsa. In the dead of night, he slipped out of the Gar High, leaving behind 3 remaining Sikhs who would continue to fight and create a diversion. The Battle of Chamkaur was a military disaster in conventional terms. Out of the 40 Sikhs, 38 achieved Shahidi. The Guru lost his 2 elder sons and was separated from his younger ones, who would also soon meet their Shahidi. Yet it was one of the greatest moral victories in history. What was truly at stake that day was not territory or power, but the very ideal of freedom of conscience, the right to stand for truth. Even when facing an empire, the courage displayed by those 40 Sikhs, by the Sahibzadas, and by Guru Gobind Singh himself was not born of desperation, but of profound spiritual conviction. It affirmed that inner strength can overcome overwhelming material force. Chamkaur became the ultimate symbol of the Khalsa's ethos, fearless resistance against tyranny and unwavering devotion to principle. This was the essence of the Khalsa path. The story of Chamkaur reverberates through time, a testament to the fact that true victory is not always measured in spoils or survival, but in the spirit with which one faces impossible odds. It reminds us that even when all seems lost, the power of an unyielding spirit, of righteous courage, can leave an indelible mark on history, inspiring generations to stand tall, even when standing alone.